Hey guys! So for this video, I will be covering Vanille's look from Final Fantasy 13, which is one of my favorite games right now. I know I'm totally behind. I have 13 too, but I'm still playing 13 because I'm a hardcore perfectionist and I have to do all the missions and all this other stuff. So anyway, but I'm still playing it. But from the first time that I saw Vanille, I kind of freaked out on the inside. Even though she is a very, very strange character and I don't really like her personality, I fell in love with her look. I'm not kidding. The first time that she came on the screen, I was like, I need that outfit in my life. Like, it's just so cute and kind of like tribal and just, I don't know, I just literally fell in love with it. So I decided I had to recreate it. Even though she's a bit of a weirdo, and it makes sense towards the end of the game, but she's a bit of a weirdo, but I still wanted to cover her look and cosplay her. So let's get started with the transformation. One of the most important steps in achieving this look is having the right circle lenses. Vanille has these huge bright green eyes, so these lenses work perfectly. I got these ones from eyecandylens.com, which is a great site that sells tons of colors. For the makeup, I'm going to start by applying a base to my eyelids. This will make my lids appear bigger and brighter. Next, I'm going to apply a cream eyeshadow all over the lid using a flat brush. This light color will really help the lid look animated. Now I'm going to go in with a transition color and a blending brush. Adding a warm tone tan into the crease helps make everything look smoothly blended. Taking a small angled brush, I'm going to pick up some black eyeshadow and place it right into the crease. This is going to make my eyes appear deep and very anime-like. To help blend this harsh line I created, I'm going to use a bit of brown eyeshadow to kind of smudge it out a little bit. Now I'm going to get some more of the cream color to place as a highlight under my brows. I'm also going to pick up some highlighting powder to place in the inner corners of my eyes. Next, I'm going to grab some more of that black eyeshadow with an angled brush to use as a liner for the upper lash line. Pick up a bit more of that black with a tiny brush, and here's a little trick. If you lightly create lash-like lines on the outer side of your eyes, it will really give your eyes like a major boost. Now I'm taking some black pencil liner. It's my new favorite, oh my god, best, smoothest liner ever. And I'm gonna smudge it out on the lower lash line. False lashes are definitely a must for cosplaying. These ones I got from MAC are so great. I like to trim about maybe 1/4 of the lash off just because it helps me place it easier, and I'm really, really bad at putting false eyelashes on. Then I'm going to cover the lashes in a few coats of my favorite mascara. I actually recently started using this one, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how amazing it is. Now I'm going to groom my brows a little bit and brush a little bit of this coral blush, yes, so it matches my wig. I know it seems kind of crazy to put blush on your eyebrows, but it works for this situation. Next, I'm going to use a bronzer to contour my cheeks and my nose. Vanille has a much more narrow nose than I do, so I did a little bit of light contouring there. For the lips, I'm starting out with just a soft touch of liner. I honestly can't get over this lipstick because not only is it the exact color that I chose for her, but the name just suits her so well. And I'm just going to finish up with a nice natural looking gloss. This nail polish, oh my god. I've been wearing nothing but this for weeks because it gives you such perfect looking nails. It makes your nails look like you're wearing nothing but a top coat, yet somehow they still look completely flawless. So I got this wig from eBay and it was pretty good, but definitely wasn't perfect. I razor cut the bangs, thinned them out a little bit, and feathered it back, put a little hairspray in there. I also painted the hair ties yellow to look just like hers. And then once it's on, I just kind of tweak it here and there and then spray it once it's perfect. For the boots, I found these used boots on eBay that I completely altered. I had to rip the seams out, glue them back together so they were tighter. Then I took some fur trim and I sewed it to the top. And finally, I painted the leather as well as the bottom of the shoe to give it kind of like more accurate coloring. For the skirt, well, there are many layers here. The first layer is like a simple cut that was pleated onto a piece of elastic, has a really nice kind of wavy edge on the end. The second layer is just a sliver of cotton strung with a little bit of cord, really simple. And then the centerpiece is a yellow rectangle that I actually dyed using a bit of orange dye. I dipped it into a bucket and then I slowly moved it up to kind of create a gradient effect. Then I also ironed some folds into it to give it a better flow. For the sash, I simply sewed under the raw edges of a small piece of fabric. There are strands of beads that go under this, so when I strung the beads, I put them onto safety pins so I could just pin them to the bottom of the sash for better placement, so if I wanted to move them around a little bit, I could. For the fur cape, I took some fuzzy fur, cut a few strips, and then sewed them back all together because it kind of gives it like a pelt-like look. I rounded the edges of it for a more polished look and then cut a piece of suede fabric to line the inside with. And then I glued some strips of fabric onto the back to kind of be like handles for where her staff goes. And then to wear this, all you have to do is simply fold it over a belt. To give yourself a sweet lassie brand, all you have to do is trace a photo onto some tracing paper with a pencil, kind of heavy, and then apply water to the back of the paper and it will give you kind of like a slight transfer. It's not much, but it definitely gives you a guideline, which is great. And then you just fill it in with a felt marker. The pouch and cloth are pretty basic. The cloth is a bit of fabric with lines painted on it. I attached it to a leather string and a clasp. The pouch was made using a small piece of canvas. I painted a border around the edges and I also painted a button to look just like Vanille's. I added a few other shadazzles and this is what I got. The belt was pretty freaking hard to make. I cut a belt shape out of canvas and then I sewed this ridiculous pattern on it. And the center jewel was actually made from Model Magic, and then I filled it with this really cool stuff called Dimension Magic. I super glued it to the center of the belt. By the way, this is the best super glue in the world. Yeah, precision control, wonderful. I painted some foam squares to look like metal sheets, and then I also super glued them, not a surprise. And then a dot of Velcro keeps the belt stuck together. The beaded armor took a lot of beads. Most of them I had to paint by hand to get the right color, and let me tell you, painting beads, not that fun. So first I beaded 3 rows of beads. Once I got so far, I braided the remaining strings together. I secured them together with a small piece of red tape. They then go on a leather string that will go around your waist. Then there are 3 other beaded loops that are pretty straightforward. Some of the detailed beads I actually had to make out of Model Magic, but it wasn't too hard. Once you have everything, it has to be put together. Wind the braided part into the center of the other part and then glue it. Then cover it with a small piece of fabric, glue, a little bit more glue, and a little bit more glue. Then you get to add these little doodahs. Then glue some straps to the center of the back. Again, best super glue ever. These straps have loops on them that connect to the back armor piece. yeah, believe it or not, there's more here. So I made this one by sewing canvas and then filling it with a sheet of felt, and then once again sewing some freaking crazy pattern on it, and then you gotta add the foam triangle. The beads are added just by stringing them through the front to the back and then knotting them off and securing them with a little bit of super glue. For the bracelets, I got these bangles from Express and then covered them in, wait for it, nail polish. Yeah, because nail polish actually works perfectly for this. It gives you just a really nice kind of semi-clear finish. Then for the white bracelets, I just cut a tiny strip of pleather and added a little Velcro dot. For the halter, I basically took measurements and made my own pattern, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. So it was basically just like cut, sew, trim some more, cut some more. And then I added some straps to make it a little bit easier of a process. And then I also added a drawstring on the bottom to give it a really form fit. I also painted the straps to perfectly match the fabric, and the bottom of the top has ties to hold the piece with the dangling beads. For the necklaces, I took some metal wire and made 3 rings, and then I cut out some small pieces of tissue paper and covered them in Mod Podge. Once I had quite a bit of it on, I covered it again in Mod Podge. And then to add the lanyard, I simply super glued it and held it together with clothespins. And all of the necklaces have clasp, which really makes it easier to put on and off. For the earrings, I actually found the perfect earrings at Hot Topic. They were bright blue, but it wasn't a big deal. I just gave them a few coats of gunmetal paint and then a nice glossy finish. Finally, the Bright Wing staff. Okay, this thing is seriously like, what a freaking piece of work. So to make this, I took some foam pieces that I cut out with an X-Acto knife, and then I glued them onto a PVC pipe. I primed the entire thing, and then I painted it green, and then some of the areas I kind of made them look a little aged. And then I created a topper using like a wire base and Model Magic. I put clay on the inside to hold the wire into the pipe, and then I also used foam for the top pieces. And I got a little lazy because this is the last thing that I made, so I didn't film as much of it as I should have, but it's pretty straightforward to make. And that's everything I did to transform myself into Vanille. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please be sure to leave suggestions for who you'd like me to cosplay next, because I'm definitely open to suggestions from you guys. Be sure to check out my site to see the photos from this shoot. The link is in the description below. You know you wanna check it out.